thems, fearless queers, and trans fabulous peers. Bienvenidos al Transgender Day of Visibility. This is the first TDOV event hosted by the Transgender Center of the Rockies, the Center on Colfax, and Denver Element, and I, DL Cordero, your neighborhood-friendly transgender writer and advocate, cannot be more ready to throw down, grandstand, and whoop this baby up. Alongside me today is my partner in the divine, the bestest with the mostest, the kilted interpreter, Topher Brewer. Topher will be providing ASL interpretation of my spaghetti monster-brained commentary and more. Hand claps and praise for all of your hard work, Topher. Now, before we dive into our programming, we will take a moment to acknowledge that we are on stolen land and broadcasting on stolen land, from which persons were forcibly removed and upon which genocide and ethnic cleansing was and continues to be committed. This earth, which many call Turtle Island, is the traditional and ancestral land of several First Nations. At this moment, I ask that those of you who know the names of the persons to live and steward the land you occupy, I ask that you please type those names into the chat. I, DL Cordero, acknowledge that I live upon the traditional, ancestral land of the Ute, Cheyenne, Comanche, and Arapaho peoples, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations. I recognize that acknowledgement is not enough. It is a starting point from which we must continue to build. May we all continue to take action to support Indigenous communities in the ways that we are able. For example, by donating time and/or money, supporting Indigenous-led change movements, and committing to land return. In the chat, Deja will drop some resources that may help us continue to find ways to support our Indigenous communities. Please check them out. We are glorious amores. We are sacred. Every day that we live openly and proudly is a victory to be touted. Can't nothing and nobody erase us. We have always been here. We will always be here. On this day, March 31st of 2021, on the same day as Cesar Chavez Day, we celebrate the progress made toward liberation. We celebrate the resiliency, perseverance, and trans excellence of our people. As the incomparable Lucille Clifton wrote, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed." As you can tell, TDOV means a lot to me. It's a chance to praise the indomitable spirit of transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming peoples, present and past. But I want to hear from you, mis amigas bellísimas. What does Transgender Day of Visibility mean to you? Please drop your answers in the chat. Let's get some back and forth going. Community ain't unidirectional. Please don't make me sit here and talk at you for 2 hours. Please. Tell me what TDOV means to you. While you're getting your answers in, we're going to warm you up with our first submission of the night. I can't tell you how excited I was to hear this song was being submitted. When I heard they were submitting, no lie, I stood up, clapped, whooped, hollered, get ready for the non-binary song by my sibling from another nibbling, the mix that stays in the mix, Phineas!
Hi, my name's Phineas. I'm your non-binary pal. My pronouns are they, them, and I would like to sing for you a non-binary song. Here goes. They told me when I started school that I'd have to join a line. There's one for the girls, there's one for the boys. I asked which one was mine. They asked me if my mother raised a daughter or a son. Then they sent me to the corner where I made a line of one. Oh, the line for the girls was pretty pink, and the line for the boys was blue. There's another line for everyone else. That's the line for me and you. Some people have a mind that's small, a mind that gives them trouble, with party frocks and stompy boots and lipstick in my stubble. You tell me I'm confused about the person I should be, but the only one confused is you. I know how to be me. Oh, the door for the girls was pretty pink, and the door for the boys was blue. There's another door to the outside world. That's the door for me and you. Now, if you think your business is to label me or guess the sort of thing I keep beneath my trousers or my dress, it's not your call to ask about the contents of my pants, unless I take you home to bed, and sweetie, not a chance. And the world for the girls was pretty pink, and the world for the boys was blue. There's another world for everyone else. That's the world for me and you. Thank you. Be kind to each other.
That's right, Phineas. We don't walk through that door to the freedom that is us. The world for you and me can't be contained in either or. We are both and everything. What a sweet song. Always makes me smile. I love you, Phineas. Thank you for giving us that treat. And looking into the chat, it seems like a lot of people are also really happy that this is a day to celebrate our existence, to not live in the closet, to also celebrate your kids. Yes, that's right. Generations after generations of us coming in. All right, amores. Get ready for our first live performance. Coming to the stage is an MC, artist, and writer, here to remind us today that we must fortify our inner lives, or inner selves, even while living through the worst. Our trans-masculine superhero, the they to the he. Join me in welcoming Stoney, got nothing but the flow Bertz. First off with Unidentified.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Look, flooding my conscience with comments in need of problem solving. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Now I feel like it's falling. Keep my distance in friendships and even them love stories. Somehow I think these songs will keep me safe like there's no worries. If you ever heard me say something, I meant it. Being out of the norm was something I did on specific. Like the music isn't why I'm still existing. And I'm still in defensive positions. Defensive positions, love me or hate me. This is all that you're ever getting. Hard is all I ever be spitting. I set the table so I know exactly where I'm sitting. I'm hungry now cause I got stalled by indecision. I got starved by indecision. Now it's action and no compassion. Surrender to competition. See, I won't be the last to get my piece. I got the piper flinching. It's hard to know just what you'll recognize when you leave in the building. And when you leave in the building, listen. What's it really mean to be identified? When I'm seen on the scene, the mic's running high. There's so much more than what meets the eye. Yeah, I guess I'm unidentified. Hey, what's it really mean to be identified? When I'm seen on the scene, the mic's running high. There's so much more than what meets the eye. Yeah. I guess I'm unidentified. Yo, it's arrogance to think you're not wary of my presence. Like kids never know when gifts came from their parents. Like I didn't start spitting, it's fire and Eric's. Now I'm at ease, spitting like shit is stuck in my larynx. Simple road you may travel, mine was never the same. Most of the people I know don't even call me by my given name. It's always Stones or Stoney, but I love it though. Can't ignore who I become, now I'm trying to hit a hole in one. I'm mixing up my sports like De La Hoya when he run. Consider the heat the most and just a conundrum to some. No one was ready when I sounded the war drum. No matter what box you put me in, I'm number one. I'm boxing out the fakes like I was golden with the gloves, trying to get it all the time, even when there's no love. So what if I make my presence felt sooner rather than later? That's the motto to the death in check. What's it really mean to be identified? When I'm seen in the scene, the mic's running high. There's so much more than what meets the eye. Yeah, I guess I'm unidentified. It wasn't really mean to be identified. When I'm seen on the scene, the mic's running high. There's so much more than what meets the eye. Yeah, I guess I'm unidentified.
All right, Stoney. Yeah, like Joey says, you got so much drip, you made that flag fall. You'll feel that, all that magic and excellence, just in case they need to feel you some more, Stoney. Hit them again with those bars. Lay your stank all over that stage until they sing your praise. One more time. Stoney Bertz with Inside.
Yeah. Chat. Hey, I don't mean to kill the vibe and all. So hope for change, chase a dream like a waterfall. I felt a lean, yeah, we seen how the tower falls. A close to chest, what I mean when the darkness falls. Look, I think I had the premonition, chilling, dragging on the latest gushy. I pretended I was a killer, pray somebody push me. I'm just trying to be sincere without being so pushy. Look, yeah. That's just my hang up with us. You don't rap by what I rap, that's just a difference in us. Don't show up how I show up, and your perspective is rough. Yo, sometimes what's inside is the scariest stuff. Hey, look, yo, I'm screaming life is what you make it. Me in four walls while I'm trying to create, and I've been inside. While I'm holding on to loved ones, trying to show them the inside until the love done. Yo, I'm screaming life is what you make it. Me in four walls while I'm trying to create, and I've been inside. While I'm holding on to loved ones. Yeah. Hey, what a callous calculation. Spend a day in my mind, couldn't handle what I'm facing. Not as simple as that. Some days you lose the faith, fast as you get it back. Trying to keep it on track. My girl love me, so she say the truth. I'm trying to get on that level so I can have the same excuse. Guess I'm growing now. Hey, take a look at what I'm holding now. Gotta ensure there ain't no folding now. I had time to sit inside and think about it, and took a second and figured out it couldn't matter if I was giving it everything that I had. The time that it took, yo, it made me laugh, and I'm thinking like, I'm screaming life is what you make it. Me in four walls while I'm trying to create, and I've been inside while I'm holding on to loved ones, trying to show them the inside until the love done. Hey, look, I'm screaming life is what you make it. Me in four walls while I'm trying to create, and I've been inside while I'm holding on to loved ones, trying to show them the inside until the love done. Yeah.
That was just, yes, touching my spirit in all kinds of ways, Stoney, for sure, though. Yes, so much drip. And as people are saying, I think you got some new fans, Stoney, up in that chat. For more bars, beats, and flow, find Stoney on Spotify and follow them at Stoney Bertz on Twitter and at Stoney B though on Instagram. Mucho, mucho amor. Coming back to that question of what TDOV means to us, I'm wondering what people are hoping Trans Day of Visibility will mean to them in the future. For me, Transgender Day of Visibility is important because it seeks to counteract the erasure we experience on a daily basis. From what I'm seeing in the chat, other people feel the same. Existing within systems that don't make space for you is exhausting. It's damaging and downright dangerous. How many of our beloved have already died? And yet we press on. We survive, find ways to thrive. Every TDOV I get to see is a reminder to love and cherish the hard-fought lives we carve out for ourselves. It is a reminder to love the silver hairs and the fine lines and the scars because we have made it another year. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. I hope in the future the meaning of TDOV becomes something softer. May it be a day that acknowledges the hard past we overcame because we fought the fight worth fighting and won. In the chat, let me know what you hope TDOV will mean to you 5, 10, maybe 20 years from now. While you do that, I'm going to talk to you about our sponsors, okay? This event was made possible by the combined efforts of the Center of Colfax, Transgender Center of the Rockies, and Denver Element, 3 local organizations committing to advancing queer and trans equity through their programming. Book groups, support groups, mental health, counseling, HIV prevention, Medicaid-assisted therapy, legal aid. Yes, the breadth of services these community organizations provide is great, y'all. Please check out our sponsors and consider supporting or participating in what they have to offer. If we don't take care of our own, who will? Deja will now drop our sponsors' websites into the chat. So, y'all ready for our next couple of community submissions? I bet you are. First up, we have the sublime crooning of Dylan Matthews, whose song Transmast speaks to the journey toward wholeness and empowerment. Matthew will be followed by the righteous poetry of Chris Conway with Visibility.
What is this mask I wear? I can see it clearly, but no one seems to care. And why am I stuck standing here? I know something's wrong, but I don't know what I fear. And I am a mirror, I am an empty reflection. I know it's not a way to live, but I need the protection. But I think I found another way. I think I found another way. I know I should feel afraid, but all I feel is peace. Now I see myself in me. Now I be myself for me. The mask is gone and I am free. The mask is gone and I am free. Now I can stand on my own. Now I can stand on my own. Now I can stand on my own. Now I can stand on my own.
Every day is a day of visibility. Are you annoyed? Were we too loud? Are we hurting your feelings being ourselves every day? Does my dress make you hate me? The way my men's suit made me want to die? Do you prefer us palatable, conforming to norms, jumping over every hurdle, every obstacle to exist in spite of you? Don't you know I'd die for you? To see me? I'd peel back my skin and grind my bones to pulp. To be someone you'd respect and happily embrace. Truthfully, you don't deserve our conformity. You don't deserve our pretty or our poetry. The foundation and the powders smudged across our lids and cheeks. You don't deserve the red seeping from our skin or staining the streets. We deserve better. My trans siblings deserve to live long, beautiful lives. Our bodies deserve all the love we're willing to give you. Our trans bodies are magical, shaped in our own image, blasphemous and divine. Our scars are beautiful. Our bad days are beautiful. Our anger is beautiful. Our love is beautiful. Stop mourning us while we're alive. Let us be.
Doesn't that speak to y'all? Yes, they do not deserve our blood. They do not deserve all the beauty and goodness that we are if they can't just take it at face value. We are everything, mis preciosuras. Just everything. Glorious and sparkly. Unicorns. I'm very excited about that. In addition to community submissions, we, your TDOV crew, wanted to find videos celebrating trans visibility and empowerment nationwide. We especially love this clip from the Human Rights Campaign, or the HRC. This one they released last year. I love this one because, honestly, it cracks the faces of all those naysayers spreading falsehoods about how we don't exist, y'all. And I also love it because it goes to the heart of what lies beneath the litany of bills attacking our community. Bald-faced lies. I swear these legislators be acting like we're eating babies or something. I'm so serious. God's grant me strength, yo. Roll clip.
Transgender people don't live here.
I've never met anyone who's transgender.
I swear I don't know someone who's transgender.
Transgender and non-binary people like me hear this all the time.
But according to the HRC Foundation, there are more than 2 million transgender people in the United States.
We live in every community across this country.
You might be surprised to hear that there are more transgender and non-binary people in the United States than there are
Starbucks, McDonald's, and Walmart locations combined.
In fact, if you put us all together,
There'd be more non-binary and transgender folks than the populations of DC
Or Nebraska,
Or Maine.
or Idaho, or West Virginia.
As a matter of fact, 15 states have a lower population than the amount of trans folks in the US.
So here are a few things to keep in mind.
You don't always know when a person is trans.
But we're your neighbors,
Your co-workers,
Your students.
your customers.
And even your friends and family.
We exist in every culture, todas las culturas, throughout human history.
and while we're more visible than ever before,
Sometimes you just don't see us.
So when you hear about politicians pushing for discriminatory bills,
know this. These bills address problems that aren't even real.
Problems that don't actually exist.
But we do.
We do. We do.
We do.
We do.
we do.
We do.
We do.
And we need your support.
Share this video.
Indeed, HRC, trans visibility is imperative. That's why we're doing this today. Every trans person who lives openly makes it easier for others to follow suit. Makes it easier for all of us to believe we too can be seen, heard, valued, and loved for who we are. The first time I saw myself reflected in someone else, I found hope that I could be brave too. And here I am, waving my trans flag up high. This one mine, y'all. Mis amores, my beloved, tell me, how has trans visibility impacted your own identity? What has trans visibility inspired you to do? As you drop your answers into the chat, I want to remind you that our virtual gallery is live. Please check it out. In addition to videos and music, we also have artwork and poetry submitted for us, by us. So please check it out on the Denver Element website. I am in love with the beauty of our community, the beauty of our submissions, and it's something you'll want to be sure to see. I also wanted to let you know that the Transgender Center of the Rockies has been working with the University of Colorado on their tobacco cessation program for the past 3 years, spreading tobacco cessation resources within the LGBTQ communities of Metro Denver. If you are interested in shaping the state conversation of tobacco cessation, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment will be hosting paid focus groups, paid money, on April 6th or 7th over Zoom. So for more information, please email ekipling@mhbhc.org. And Deja's going to drop that into the chat for you too. All right. Now we're going to be moving on to our next submission, or our next video. As we strive for increased visibility, it's imperative we not forget our beloved kin facing incarceration. This world is unkind to people like us, which we already know, but prison is especially hard on trans women. At a men's prison in Vacaville, California, about 24 transgender women have been learning to live side by side with more than 2 cisgender men. In spite of daily challenges, they're working to change institutional policies and carve out space where even while incarcerated, they can be free to be themselves. Please watch this next video and consider how you can help our most vulnerable.
Why must I be discouraged? And why must the shadows come? And why must my heart be lonely when it longs?
I began taking hormones at the age of 16. I've always had my mom and my father's approval of being a trans woman, so I've never had to fight with them on those issues. It was just always about getting my life together and stop making so many careless mistakes like this, ending up in prison, if you know what I mean.
Four out of every 5 transgenders that are attacked are African American transgenders. That's right.
I was born Robert Brennan Foster. You know, since I was a child, I felt like I was a girl. And despite knowing myself, the world told me different. And if I wanted to avoid problems, I had to give the world what it wanted to see. And the world wanted to see a boy.
But when you're faced with getting put in the hospital, getting your ribs broke, getting your face caved in, and getting put through walls, you're going to pretty much conform.
My father literally would beat me sometimes every day just to get me to act like a boy, to toughen me up.
We as trans women are very challenged on a daily basis here, and especially in this environment.
Okay, let's go to the mat. Come on, girl.
So a lot of the programs here are designed for male inmates because this is still a male institution. We have to fight constantly to gain ground.
Right now what you're gonna do is get your heart rate up, okay? Keep pedaling, and let's try and find your heart rate.
While I fought endlessly to get the gym program up and running, it took a long journey. It was a long fight. But I was able to work with staff on talking to the right people to get it done, to be able to let our hair down and wear our makeup and our gym shorts and our tennis shoes, and to be able to shoot hoop and do exercise programs so that we can have our own safe environment to be able to be who we are.
Good job, Peaches.
Hi, I'm Kat. I've had a pretty decent week. I had one little incident that kind of perturbed me a little yesterday, and now
I don't think I can ever really say I feel safe in prison. And in my first prison, I got raped. And I immediately cut all my hair off, grew facial hair.
So we were showering yesterday, and someone thought it was appropriate to come to the shower to start talking to us about different things while we were in the shower with a staff member. So much so to call me out of the shower to come over to the door to talk to her.
Did you invite them in?
No.
For me, with each prison, I just became more aggressive, more masculine, and more brash, more rude. You know, I got into more problems than I needed, but it kept me from having to worry about getting raped. It was like living a role as an actor. It was like a gut check. Every day I stepped out the cell, I had to make sure I had my attire right. You know, I had the right walk, the right approach, the right timbre in my voice. So I had to act like the toughest person I could find. And after a while, I just couldn't do it no more. I kind of started having a little mental breakdown. I just couldn't put that image on no more. It was too painful.
I'm glad to see all my sisters here today.
I'm glad to be here today. I'm glad that all of y'all showed up today to come to the group, to be supportive. I love to see us in unity. We better in numbers. I always say that. And the other thing, hopefully everybody received their applications for their transgender identification cards. I see Ms. Henderson got hers today. They will have your name on there and what you identify as. Female, she, her.
They still feel that we are men. Because I had an officer that tell me, well, you're still in the men's prison, so you're a man. So I had to write him up.
On the good side, when I went to the board addressed me as a she, and it was in my transcripts. I was a she. I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting, because I didn't think that was going to happen.
If you're going to have something implemented, do it across the board and actually train them to do it. And if they don't...
It's frustrating. Institutionally, it's like trying to move a boulder. They're very much used to doing what they, have processing things the way they do it. So change doesn't come easy here.
The sentence in coming to state prison, that's the punishment, right? There shouldn't be an additional punishment. You shouldn't be required to identify a different way simply because you committed a crime and you've been given a sentence. We're so accustomed to being a binary system, and what we recognize now is because we have this very diverse population, we also have to make some accommodations.
I'm Rachel. I was sitting in my cell with just my bra on and my shorts, facing the wall. That same AW came in and read me the riot act. Told me
being a transgender person, even in the community, can be difficult. And so we are having the same conversation in the prison setting.
When I'm at my bed area, that's my area, and I can dress as I feel.
You're in a dorm setting?
Yep.
Ms. Rachel? Okay, in the dorm setting, we as transgender women should dress accordingly. We are wearing bras, panties. We must have our nightgowns on.
I mean, as a woman,
yes,
you should want to be covered. I mean, for me, I keep my muumuu on.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't care how hot it is. They big enough, they blowy at all times.
Yeah.
If you don't learn to pick up a weapon and fight right along with the dudes and die with them, then they're not going to accept you. And if you get cut, you just get cut. What we do?
I know some girls are going to want to stay here because they want to be around the men. But if you identify as a female, then I think you should be housed around females, and I think that would eliminate a lot of the problems of being sexually assaulted or being raped, pressured.
Do you want to go to a woman's prison? Well, hell yeah. Sex reassignment surgery, I'd love to go over to the female institution instead of this.
I wouldn't like it because I love men. I'd rather be right here with a bunch of men instead of with a bunch of women. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Okay. I just wanted to share with y'all, I also submitted paperwork in for more items to be placed in the canteen for y'all. Various foundations and makeups will be added to what we already have.
This is the first prison I've ever been to that actually had a transgender community. It was actually probably the biggest load I've ever taken off my shoulders when I just stopped saying I was going to be, what everybody else wanted me to be, and just be myself.
I just wake up like this.
We're picking up the pieces of our life. What are we going to do when we leave here? We want to be productive people in society, so we have to start with ourselves, building ourselves back up. But I tell them constantly that you're beautiful, you're a better person, you can be anything you want to be. Things that their parents should have been telling them.
This one is for my eyes, the volumizing. And I love my pinks. My mascara. And I cover up my gray with it. Just a little bit on the side. On the side,
Our goal is to make it normal. It's, of course, a lot of work because there's a lot of policies that have to be changed that have been set for a very long time, but I think we're getting there.
There was a time when being transgender in prison, it was pretty hopeless. It was dark. Perhaps I will never fully ever get there, but I am content with who I am. And I feel like, I feel like I can go on. I can keep going. I can press on.
Now I'm becoming more and more me. And the more I am, the less angry I am. The more able I am to just kind of love myself and be gentler to other people.
Amazing grace, amazing grace will always be my song of praise.
Whew, that always gets me. I cried the first time I saw it and definitely brought up a lot of emotions rewatching it today. A moment of reverence for these women. With this hug, I embrace your sacredness. I embrace your audacity to thrive despite every bit of oppression. Thank you for doing the work, for speaking up, and thank you KQED for bringing the spotlight to those who deserve to shine within it. So, taking a look at our chat, it looks like y'all have been really engaging with one each other, and that's really exciting. I'm so glad to see that trans visibility has made an impact on people feeling like they can demand others respect them with their correct pronouns and live openly and be the shiny unicorns that we are, sparkling and making this universe more beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that y'all are stepping out in that courage, because it does take courage, takes bravery, and I honor that. Okay, our next community submission is Dysphoria by Jeannie Baby, who got me bopping all over the house when I pulled up her song. It's a slap, y'all. It's a slap. After this bomb-ass song, then yours truly is gonna hit you with their live performance. So get ready, cause next time you see me, magic. Real clip.
I pull my hair a little tight. I put on what I like. Put someone screaming at me inside my own damn mind. I'm trying to be perfect, criteria too high. But this conclusion of my body is not the final word tonight. You can't control me, you're just afraid of being seen, of being saved. I know I'm worthy, you have no say. The mirror's not my enemy. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, I hope you don't stay too long. This shadow hangs too close to my porcelain face. I can't forget I'm beautiful under this. I need to remember my name. scream at me, why aren't you him? You can't control me, you're just afraid of being put back in your cage. I know I'm worthy, you have no say, but still you walk all over me. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. I'm not afraid. My body's not quite whole, but that don't mean that I'm alone. I'll take the pain because I know exactly who I am, and she is in control. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. Dysphoria, dysphoria. I hope you don't stay too long. I hope you don't stay too long.
Hey everyone, it's Deja, and I really hope that you enjoyed Dysphoria. I think it's an awesome song and really just showcases the importance of us being visible. I'm so happy to introduce DL Cordero. DL is an amazing friend, advocate, and just someone that generally cares about their community and cares about me as a person, their family, and I'm really glad to know them, and I'm happy that I have them in my life. I want you all to know some amazing work that DL does in the community. They're a published sci-fi fantasy author, occasional poet, and a horror dabbler working out of Denver. They're non-binary, queer, Afro-Latinx, and Theano. They aim to write intriguing stories that center characters from our marginalized communities without making identity really the crux of the story. Their work can often be found in the Borderless magazine, Prometheus Dreaming magazine, Post Journal, and the upcoming queer anthology, Defiant, by Ink Feathers Publishing. As an advocate for the queer, non-binary Latinx communities, Cordero has been interviewed by Voyage Denver magazine and CU Denver's Pride Initiative. They've even engaged in speaking engagements on BIPOC, Black Indigenous People of Color podcasts, and for institutions such as Denver Health, Medical Center, Community College of Aurora, and Yale University. And you can read some of their work on dlcordero.com and follow them on Insta, Twitter, and Facebook at DL Cordero Writes. So I'm so happy that they're here, and I hope that you will enjoy the 2 poems that they're about to share with you all. So thank you.
Thanks, Deja. This first piece is entitled Set Us. You are as you have always been, Y también eres new. Tattered secrets and stained colors your fingers wove into vestments, donned now into sunlight, frayed edges glittering like gold. Your muddied bare feet ran, stumbled, hurried to stand firm. You keep la tierra vencida between your palms, transforming dust into pearls. You are both grave and garden. Your fractured pieces yield new life. Ferns birthed from death's outgrown, spread like wings behind your back. You are as you have always been. Y también eres new. And should they ask you for your name, responderás que eres tú. The second piece is entitled Thick. It is a message I deliver unto you from those who came before me. Your blood is thick. Use it. As we did when we survived the genocide, as we did when we survived the shackles in ships, as we did when we broke, died, buried, revived, child of Phoenix and shapeshifter. We poured ourselves into the minerals, filling your vessels, stored our magic in your cells and sinews, gave you all we could and could not spare. We made the ground fertile with our vision so that you, our seed, may grow, flower, bear fruit of destiny, legacy in motion, lineage of star fire. You have not now, nor have you ever been alone. We have always been here. We will always be here. Because you are us, and we are you, and this is yours, that which has no name, which exists in the spaces and silence from which all things are rebirthed, the beginnings, ends, and forever, the whisper, the spark, that which smiles in the dark. All of this belongs to you. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be lost. Because it is your blood, thick with our gifts. Spill it. Let our grit grind the gears of injustice and rattle the rigid gates of inequity until they roll under your feet and under our graves. Your blood is thick. Use it. Use it. Use it as a flood that drowns those who have stolen and conspired and oppressed our children. Nuestra victoria viene. Nuestra victoria vendrá. Liberación, liberation, libertad, freedom. Let your curls lasso round our souls and carry us into that future. Your blood is thick. Your blood is thick. Breathe. Thrive. Defy. Your blood is thick. Your blood is thick. Carry us out of this night and into the light you and we have ignited.
Ooh, that was amazing, DL. Thank you for so much sharing those poems and for telling us that our blood is thick. Sharing with the community that Afro and Latinx and Hispanic communities and indigenous communities will also not be erased. We have to make sure that our bodies are remembered, that we are no longer murdered, that we have to end white supremacy because it's so important that our voices are heard and that we are valid and that we are seen. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing that. Now we have to keep on going with Transgender Day of Visibility, y'all.
And I'm back! Hello, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back, mis benecidas. Thank you so much for your kind comments in the chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you for calling me amazing. I strive, y'all. I strive. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed those pieces. We'll have one more for you at the end of our time together to wrap things up with a little bit of a prayer for you. I strive to hold every bit of who I am in my writing. Something you noticed in those last two pieces. Loving myself is crucial for my own healing, but also for the generational wounds I inherited. As a descendant of Taino persons, Black persons, European colonizers, I feel the need to care for the parts of me that were torn open by the others. Add on top of that all this queerness and transness, and loving myself can get a little complicated. Navigating that complexity while also navigating all these systems of oppression is hard, and I mean hard work. But this is the fight worth fighting. I know what it feels like to be invisible and invalidated. I know what it feels like when someone comes for your life. If I can stop that suffering for just one person, then I will do it. I wage war for liberation with my words, stories, and prayers. That is why I am pleased to be here continuing that work on a TDOV landing on Cesar Chavez Day. Cesar was a man who also fought for liberation, equity, and equality. Without those who have come before us, we have no victories. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. We live the lives they wished and strived for. May Cesar and all those who fought for us rest easy tonight, knowing we carry on their vision, we carry on their work. Now let's have some fun. Our next community submission is That Much by Melik. Groove on, mis amores. It's the lovely that makes the life worth living. And don't forget to check out Melik and all of our extraordinary artists and writers on our TDOV virtual gallery. Deja's gonna drop that link into the chat one more time, so please be sure to check that out.
See your arms. Night walks round Congress Park. Please don't get your face cut off. God, I hope not. You don't like me that much. Maybe one day. That's okay. I won't make no promises. That's a dumb Smoke outside's getting pretty thick. I told you I was thirsty for a drink. Maybe you should come inside now. I am drinking the whole egg. I didn't mean it like that. I waited 6 months just to see your arms. Night walks round Congress Park. Please don't get your face cut off. God, I hope not. You hate your brother. You already know that. His trips to Boca, you hear from your mother that he didn't mean it. Smoke outside's getting pretty thick. I told you I was thirsty for a drink. Maybe you should come inside now. I am drinking the whole egg. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. Spitting distance, you give me shivers. Gotta do the groundwork first.
Thanks for hanging in there with our technical difficulties. 'Tis the beauty of streaming, isn't it? And of this telecommunications age. So thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for still being here. I love that song. Gotta do the groundwork first, is what Melik says, and I totally agree. I like swaying to that song. Makes me happy. And speaking of that happy, let me tell you what else has got me a little jazzed. So, the Equality Act. This bill is working its way through Congress and would prohibit discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Public facilities, education, federal funding, employment, housing credit, jury systems, give my people freedom! Yep. While our rights as trans people are protected here in Colorado, hashtag this is why I moved here, the patchiness of anti-discrimination laws countrywide makes it hard to know what happens if you leave Colorado. 27 states actually provide no protections whatsoever. Again, give my people freedom. Give it here. The Equality Act would amend existing civil rights acts to explicitly prevent discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity for the entire country, the whole U.S. I thank our Senators Michael Bennet and Hickenlooper for co-sponsoring the bill in the Senate, and I ask them, please don't allow any exemptions to the protections. So what can you do, mis amores espectaculares? Ask your family, friends, and allies from other states to reach out to their senators to vote yes. This public service announcement has been brought to you by D.L. Cordero, sponsored by the Center on Colfax, Transgender Center of the Rockies, and Denver Element, which we're going to insert our sponsors' links into the chat now. As Deja's getting that together, we're going to take a look at TikTok. Mis hermosures, I'm eager to know who you be following and liking. Always looking for referrals, so give me some of the names of your go-to accounts. Please do. I love how TikTok has become a place for our people to be themselves and celebrate ourselves. This next video is a transition compilation put together by Adorable Tribe. Let's watch these glow-ups while you type those accounts into the chat. Hit me up. Let me know. Let's watch.
You ain't really fuck with me way back then, but how about now? Cause I'm up right now, and you simply suck right now. Hey, you would never give me playback.
I guess the table shifted. Like a whole brand new bitch bustin'. Bitch, I'm bustin'. I feel like a whole.
These ladies are hot. They're so very hot.
I don't even care. Run my hands through your hair. You wanna run your fingers through mine, but my dread's too thick and that's alright. Hold on, wait a minute. Feel my heart's intention. Hold on, wait a minute. I lost my consciousness in the.
Out to play ball so we could ruin them. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright. I kind of people had it better. I did it all. I did it all. Every second that this world could give. So many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I live.
What's up out of it?
You're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work. You had me so. Out to play ball so we could ruin them. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright. I kind of people had it better. Lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me
I'm a new soul. I came to this strange world hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But flying my white flag, my white flag, my love, where are you? My love, where are you? Whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready, can we
Trans people are hot. Period. Like, that made me really, really thirsty. But yeah, I'd also like to point out that not all of us have the financial resources to medically transition, and not all of us feel the need for any medical transition. And so trans people are hot, all of the people we saw in this video, but if you're in that boat, know that you are valid, you are trans enough, and you hot too. So more hotness present in our TDOB gallery. Please check it out. Please do. Deja's going to drop in that link into the chat for you. And thanks so much for your submissions on the names. Speaking of Lil Nas X, have y'all seen the Montero video? Please tell me you have, because oh my god, I rewatched it like 5 times. Like, at the same time, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yes, slide down that pole, honey. Slide down that pole. Okay, so now, who loves some Gottmik? Ooh, yes, honey. Trans visibility in drag, honey, and everywhere. If you don't know who I'm talking about, let me introduce you. Gottmik is making history as the first trans male queen to compete on RuPaul's Drag Race. And the LA-based fashion queen is letting her talent do all the talking. In the video we're about to watch, Gottmik, aka 24-year-old Cade Gottlieb, who uses female pronouns when in drag, leads the Attitude April style issue, out now to download and to order. As he poses for his exclusive cover shoot, Gottmik reflects on his drag inspirations and the ways in which we can still support trans folks. So please watch this next video and enjoy.
And showed the second I just embraced who I was fully and showed the world who I was fully and started living unapologetically, it changed my life and allowed me to open up in ways that I didn't even understand at the time. Hi Attitude, it is me, Gottmik, and you are watching behind the scenes on my Attitude magazine cover. And it's a rap, bitch. Drag means so much to me. Growing up, I just dabbled in so many different forms of art, and when I truly found the art form of drag, it was like a way to combine every single art form into one, and that's what I love so much about it. It's every drag queen so unique because they show what they're good at and make the world see how unique and amazing their art is. Growing up, I had so many drag icons. I was lucky enough to be exposed to really amazing people like Lee Bowery and Divine and amazing trans women like Amanda Lepore at such a young age, and I always loved just how out of the box and characteristic that they all were, and it definitely inspired my drag today. I have learned so much about the power of embracing your identity. I remember before I truly was comfortable in the skin I'm in, and before I truly came out and told the world who I was, even though I thought I was living my life, I was not. The second I just embraced who I was fully and showed the world who I was fully and started living unapologetically, it changed my life and allowed me to open up in ways that I didn't even understand at the time. For any cis person who's trying to be more supportive of the trans community or a trans person in their life that's transitioning, my best advice would just be to listen, make sure you have an open mind and you're listening to what your trans friend and the trans community is saying triggers them or what they need help with, and just be there in any way you can, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, no matter what it is, because, you know, just it's like such little things. It doesn't have to be major surgeries, just such little things like an outfit or a binder or like a little jaw filler for me, for, you know, perhaps. Just little things like that have changed my entire life. So I mean, just be open-minded and listen and be as supportive as you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is one of the most amazing shoots I've ever done in my life, so I am so excited for you guys to see this and get into it and be excited about it as I am. Thank you, Attitude, for having me, and I'll catch you later. Bye, gorge.
Wasn't that so much fun? All I got to say is yes, give me all that goth. Yes, yes, give me all that witchy. Touch all this pale skin. But seriously, I love it. One of the first things I'm gonna do when all this COVID BS is over is go to a live drag show. Oh my God, I miss it. I really, really, really miss it. Whew, I'm gonna throw all this money at them kings and these queens and then just make it rain all over that stage. Have any of you actually seen Gottmik in person? If so, please let us know. And please give me all the details so I can live vicariously through you. And for those who can relate to what Cade was saying about feeling empowered, please tell us about the ways drag empowers you and your life. Would love to hear your stories too. From one trans icon to the next, let's talk about the unequaled Angelica Ross. I couldn't get enough of her as Candy Ferocity. I'm serious on Pose, that was wonderful. And I'm so excited to see her moving into different roles, shining so bright. I also love that in her success, she continues to advocate for all of us. Did you know she started a tech company? Because I didn't, and now I do, and I'm so excited. Let's learn about trans tech with this next video.
American Horror Story and Pose star Angelica Ross, the actress, giving back and founding her company Trans Tech, providing the transgender community opportunities in the tech field. Our Juju Chang sat down with her.
Angelica Ross found fame as the fierce ballroom queen Candy Ferocity on FX's Pose.
It's just such a glorious representation of trans stories.
Playing Candy Ferocity has created a ripple effect, I know, around the world. I've heard from people who've never known a trans person to say, I get it now.
But on American Horror Story, she's breaking the mold.
Ever since I've been on American Horror Story, I haven't played a trans role yet. Trans people don't have to play trans roles necessarily.
Long before Hollywood stardom, Ross was a self-taught computer programmer, starting Trans Tech to help others find their way.
Trans Tech honestly came out of my own need to survive. I ended up in a space where I was fired from several jobs, and honestly, technology kept me from being in the margins.
This year, Trans Tech's annual summit was online due to COVID. 1,200 participants from around the world with free training and seminars.
People doing workshops on coding or the beauty business or on negotiating your salary or starting your freelance business.
What is it like being able to marry your art and your activism?
What I'm trying to do is give everyone the shortcut. Just get great at something. Whatever it is, from the place of success is where your advocacy will be inevitable. So my thing is, all I do is have to be great at what I'm doing. And when people, because they want to talk to me because I'm great. As they're talking to me, I'm like, and by the way, Black trans lives matter.
The staggering violence against trans people of color gaining the spotlight as Oscar-nominated star of Juno Elliot Page made a simple but bold declaration.
What was your reaction to Elliot Page coming out as trans?
I was like, the more the merrier. I mean, come on over, you know. But most of all, too, I thought to myself, oh, we got a good one. We got a good one to the team.
What would you say to that teenager out there right now who hasn't been able to muster up the courage to do that thing that seems impossible?
Choose yourself. At all cost, choose yourself. The longer you live your life for other people, the longer the joy is delayed. The longer the gifts that you have are delayed.
For Good Morning America, Juju Chang, ABC News, New York.
Angelica is fantastic. Had a chance to talk to her in the past. She is just wonderful, certainly wonderful what she's doing.
Well, hey there, GMA.
great at something. I hear that? This whole endeavor right here is me trying to be good at something, great at something. Oh yes, oh yes. Also, hells to the yes, Black trans lives matter. Defend trans Black life. Trans Black women have been fighting for us this whole damn time. It's long past due that we fight for them too. While we're circling around to the greatness that is Pose, let's pause on MJ Rodriguez. You notice how all these trans actors and actresses and celebrities keep advocating for us? That's because we love our people. We know the struggle, and we are here to pull each other up. So with this next video, we'll hear about MJ's experiences growing up and coming out. Enjoy all the ferocity that comes with knowing and valuing everything that you are. Roll clip.
I'm promoting light, love, hope, inspiration. How could you be mad at that? As a little girl, because I never really saw myself as a boy, I was always a rambunctious kid, but there were moments where kids started coming up with words like different and weird. As a person who identified as female, it was hard, but I also noticed that I had something that I could give, which was my craft.
Angel, do not, you not.
Today for you, tomorrow for me.
At 14 years old, me and my dad went to go see the movie, and I told him, that's me. He said, what do you mean? I said, I want to play her. He said, in due time, in due time. It was validating to hear my father say in due time. I knew that meant you can do anything you want to do, and you can let people know who you are whenever you want to let them know. I vogued at my high school and I vogued in New York City. It felt great to be in that environment and be around people who were just like me and who had something to offer. It didn't matter about race, color, orientation, gender, anything. It was a space of comfort and welcoming. Going on stage as Angel Dumashunar, it felt empowering. And that was the start of me not being closed off to giving who I was and letting people see the true spirit and individual that was there.
It was my lucky day today on Avenue A when a lady in a limousine, she drove my way. She said,
honey, I gave my whole life on that stage. But then I had to leave her on the stage and then come out and conjure this other being that I wasn't. At moments, it was so disheartening. And then time went on where I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do for me. I'm a regular schmegular old girl who just loves to do what she loves to do and wants to be extravagant and big in it. I had been hearing from my sisters, girl, there's a show coming out. It's called Pose. You need to go in for it. And I went in for an on-tape audition the very next day. Child, I went in there and I served. The The goal was to change what people saw when it came to individuals of the LGBT community. And what way to break that down than to do it in a show where it's broadcasting marginalized individuals from all aspects of life. I feel like we're transcending these stereotypical narratives. We're finally just being seen as human beings. So we need to constantly get out there and speak, march, go into places that you never thought you were going to, take up space. You deserve it. Why not?
Because you're worth it. MJ said it so well, so perfectly. We are worth it. We are worth today and tomorrow and the day after that and every single day of the future that's coming, my beloved. We deserve everything. We deserve the whole world. And as we've been looking into the chat, I just want to reiterate, yes, nosotros soportamos vidas negras transgéneros. We support Black trans life. We support Afro-Latinx life. We support our trans brethren. We do. We support our trans family. So as we start coming to a close this evening, I want to reflect on how much visibility there is these days. While we were putting this event together, we found so many people to celebrate. Like so many. It was like mind-blowing. Like Elliot Page and the appointment of Dr. Rachel Levine, which was historic and brought me to tears and made me laugh and smile because it brought a little bit of hope after Orange Baby Hands ruined the last 4 years. We simply did not have time to visit all of the powerful messages from the past year. But that alone is something to celebrate. We're breaking through. We're breaking through, kindred. I trust and know that we're going to be victorious. We will be victorious because we already are. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Thank you to the whole TDOV crew that made this happen. There were so many people behind the scenes that brought this event to happen for troubleshooting and setup and everything. Please make sure that y'all check out our gallery and all of our remarkable artists. And now for your send-off. This is my final piece, called Legacy. We will love and love and we will love and love and we will love and love and love and love. In the face of violence, we love ourselves. In the face of destruction, we love those like us. When the lashings tear, we love our skin. And when the wounds bleed, we love our blood. And we will love and love and love and love all that we have been and all that we will be. For we are blessed and none can make better. For we are glorious y nuestra victoria viene. We have seen past the horizon and know our children dance in the fulfillment of our dreams. So we will love and love and love past our final breaths. And we will love and love and love. We will love and love and love. We will love and love and love. My kin, my beloved kin, may you be at peace. May you be safe. and may you all be free. And as much as